I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. If you've never read Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday, I'm going to suggest that you add it to your reading list, because there's a lot of Stoic philosophy wisdom in there that can be found. But if you want to see what putting your ego to the side looks like in practice and not in principle, then doing a deep dive on Nick Walker's new strategy might not be a bad place to start. Nick made headlines recently when he announced that he was effectively going back to the drawing board and changing up his approach to off-season by taking a more calculated approach to measuring his progress, which is kind of crazy to think about because it means that he's turned himself into one of the most decorated guys in the division without ever really having any hard data to draw from. His track record of being able to go back to the lab and completely change his body is second to none. So if you can really nail down what buttons need to be pushed, we might start to hear his name floated back into those top 3 conversations as we get closer to November. Joe Mackey might be the undisputed deadlift king of the IFBB right now. But I'll tell you what, Ian Valiere might not be too far behind, because what we saw him do a few days ago should at least have gotten Joe's attention. What we're showing you right now is a clip of Ian pulling 7 plates for reps, and if it wasn't for his strap breaking after the 5th, he would have easily added a few more to that total. This guy's as strong as they come, and he's good enough to be one of the top 10 bodybuilders on the planet when he's at his best. So if this is a sign of things to come, then we might as well start putting his name on that trophy in Toronto, because he's going to be an absolute nightmare for anyone to deal with. To be completely honest, I can't remember the last time we did a women's physique update here. So this update on Dani Castillo is probably long overdue, because the former Arnold Classic champ looks like she's back to her old championship form. When she released this update a few days ago, she didn't give any specific word on when she was planning to compete again. But we do know that the Vancouver Pro is probably going to be a landing spot for a handful of top athletes in this division. And given the limited in-season opportunities that we have this year, I don't think we can rule out as a potential landing spot for Dani. When Dani's conditioning is right, she's one of the most complete athletes in all of women's physique. So if we get her locked and loaded on stage in Vancouver, that might be all she wrote. Now, we don't know for sure if Dani Castillo will compete in Vancouver in a few weeks, but we do know that Anne-Lorraine Moan is going to be in the building, which means that if Dani does show up, she's going to have her hands full, because Anne is a beast in her own right. I bet even the die-hard women's physique fans out there didn't know that Anne won 4 regular season shows in a row, which makes her one of the hottest athletes in the entire women's physique division. Over the last 2 or 3 years, we've seen her hold her own against the best that women's physique has to offer. And based on her recent track record, if she shows up dialed in, she could end up running away with this thing hands down. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.